Hey guys, my name is Seniac and welcome back to another episode of Transport Fever 2, where we are continuing to build the UK's biggest transportation company. Now what we're witnessing is this brand new ship that we pretty much set up to leave Waterford, which is now carrying a bunch of food, which is taking it all the way over to Bristol, which is going to get choo-choo trained all the way up to Birmingham to feed Birmingham, because for the first time ever since last episode, we're now bringing food to my home city. And hopefully we can keep growing it and make it the biggest city I've ever created in any game in Transport Fever 2. Now today, while we let Birmingham kind of slowly feed itself up, because we got to let all the industries kind of build up at the transportation levels to kind of start producing more, I want to extend some of our passenger lines. Now, at the moment, we're in the UK. I mean, forget Northern Ireland for a moment, an island itself. But in England, this is as far north as I go. Liverpool, Manchester, Leeds, and Scarborough. Now, I have nothing that goes all the way up into Scotland. And that's what I want to try and look at today. And kind of extend our line that currently comes into Leeds. And the line then goes into a tunnel and pops out there. To eventually go all the way up. And I'm going to make it go into Middlesbrough, Newcastle, and run round the edge into Edinburgh. And at some point in the future, the line that goes up into Liverpool will extend this way to go through Carlisle, Dumfries, that's how you pronounce it, into Glasgow. And hopefully they'll meet at some point. I think Glasgow will be the meeting point for these two lines heading up north into Scotland. But it's going to be pretty exciting now. We have got quite a bit of money. And I also want to start creating some electric lines and slowly switching over all my trains to electric power. I think it's about time, boys. It's the year 2110 and I still am using diesel trains. I know, but we'll eventually get there. But anyway, if you are enjoying this series and want to see more, then make sure you smash that like button down below. If you are new around here, make sure you do subscribe, because the company are starting to get a lot bigger. So how are we going to build this line heading all the way up to Scotland then? So we have the route that comes through Birmingham, which extends into Sheffield and obviously goes all the way into Leeds and pretty much ends here at the moment, and it can crisscross with the line that goes above the top. Now I want to extend this, make it turn to go through Middlesbrough, then to go through Newcastle on the edge, and just like in real life, make the train line run around the coast into Edinburgh itself, and eventually hopefully end at Glasgow. But I won't sort Glasgow out today because I don't know how I'm going to bring the other train line up and into it for the crisscross. So that means we'll be running for the first time into Scotland. Now we don't have any public train lines in Wales, so once we've got Scotland up and running, I only have one country left in the United Kingdom, and that is Wales. So I think what we should do is we should first focus on building this backwards and starting at Edinburgh and running all the way this way down. Now when it comes to Edinburgh, it's on some hills, which is going to make life a very interesting for us. I've got two options: either make it be on the same level, then bridge it or tunnel the tracks going under to go towards Glasgow, or I can elevate our complete train station going through it. I'm not entirely sure. In real life in Edinburgh, it's sunken down and then it goes into tunnels. I don't know how much I'll be able to recreate that here, but let's just kind of see what happens. So I need a passenger station, and if I rotate it, as you can now see, I probably could mimic it to like real life if I did something like here. But then again, I think the way that the land is currently formed, it's going to have to be elevated as a... I'm going to do two tracks. Going to be elevated with the line going over. We'll see what happens. But if I bring it to about here, and if I just drop it there, I've got the money to burn anyway, so I'm not too worried. I know it's not situated perfectly and it's not centered perfectly, but that's what bus routes can do. It's just mainly about making sure we can elevate the lines up and over. So the station's not exactly what I want it to be or what I want it to do. I'm just making sure that we can get this up. Now bridges, if I extend the bridges we can get wider. Yeah, that will work. Okay, that will work. So I'm going to delete this real quick, and then we're going to redo it, because I want high speed. Yeah, that's all I want is high speed, right? I'll put it back down to 1 because I'm going to have to add in my own lines and stuff like that, and we're going to drop it here. So build you there, and then if we go into configure and then track, and then we need to add a bunch of the high speed And by default, the high speed is already electric because we want a bypassing route. It's very important that we get the bypassing route in so trains can keep skedoodling through. Platforms themselves. Now, the only kind of downside to this is on that one side of this train station right now, it is a sheer drop to the bottom. It's a shame we can't incorporate the elevators in this. And I don't think we're going to be able to get anything that will work over here because the elevation is way too high. But we'll see. We'll see what we can do because we can, in reality, I could sink it down to there, which that gives us the kind of connection. I can go down to here. So it's a very short connection, but the slope is a little bit too much. Where's the slope okay? Maybe going this way. So if I brought this to here, yeah, it deletes some buildings, but it allows the train station to now connect down to this bottom bit. Obviously, it's not all of Edinburgh, but that's where the bus routes will come into play. Now, providing this all goes to plan, I'm going to bring you directly over. Is that on a straight line? Right, that's a snap there. And if I do the spaced out one and confirm, there we go. And all we got to do then is bring these in. Do a crisscross, if the crisscross will allow us. Well, I'm going to have to do the crisscross after the bridge. Right, I did the crisscross after the bridge, and that's all sorted. So that will be heading to Edinburgh. But I won't sort Edinburgh out until we get the other line coming up north, so I know where we can do the crisscrossing of all of that. Now, the line itself here now, I want it to kind of bend round down to here. So if I brought you to there, and if I then bring you round, and then just roughly, how much is this drop looking like? It's a big elevation there. I'm going to kind of contour it a little bit. With all of that, that should be okay. So if I brought this to there, and then the reality is, if I brought this all the way down, how does it look? I like the idea of it kind of, you know, cutting into the mountain. But I don't like the idea of any bridges at the moment. I love that. I love it like it's on the edge of a cliff. It reminds me of, I know the train to Hogwarts is on a big bridge, but I just get that feeling from it. I just get that weird feeling from it. So I'll do some terraining anyway to kind of make it all work. But bring this all the way down to the end. And how does that now look? Look at that. That's pretty glorious, right? So I'm not going to go too much into this right now because I'll get sucked in to doing terraforming. But I can bring this slightly out. I can push this slightly back so it's not too harsh. I could smooth it all this. La-di-da, la-di-da. Pushing all this down. Like that. And you won't know any difference. I love this. Imagine being a passenger right now. Like one side you got the big mountains, the other side is like, oh, you're just praying that the train doesn't fall off the tracks and you end up in the sea. I love it. I love that. So, back to business then. We bring these in. And into there. And then we crissy-crossy apple saucy there and there. And that's done. We can leave Edinburgh alone as of now. Now, Newcastle's quite interesting because Newcastle itself, we can run the train line through here. Because the city's on the inside. Normally in Newcastle in real life, there's a big river running through. But if I just pause this, because we have to delete that. And if I go for the passenger train line, rotate this, get this bang on. Now, I don't mind destroying a little bit of the city. There's still factories there. It's only deleting the food side of it. There's still food on the other side. There we go. And then quickly configure this bad boy. So why is it that I get the ability to do elevated stuff here? I don't know. I don't know. Right, 4 going around. There we go. And then platforms, passenger. Oh, one too many. And then we'll do the passenger buildings. And if it connects to this, we're Gucci. Or not. Do you know what? We'll do our own road. Because we can control everything then, can't we? We can literally control everything. So if I just put like a building there and then put 2 smaller ones either side. To make it look like it all works and goes together. And then road-wise, if I run the road going this way and run the road going that way, they can build on this side of the city if they really want to. Now, just to be a nice guy, I'll terrain around the train station so the land is all not level to the road, but it's a nice smooth buildable area. Just makes a little bit more sense. So tracks then, we're going to select from here and then we'll push this all the way back. No bridges, right? I don't want any bridges. That's okay. Running you down to here. And then we quickly sort out. So this line, believe it or not, this line's going to be the first line of our company that's going to run electric trains. Now that's quite exciting, isn't it? It is quite exciting. And hopefully the rest of our company will follow suit. Now I'll leave the signals till a little bit late. Actually, you know what? No, we'll do signals now. We'll do this. We'll get the signals out of the way and do them now. So that would go here. We'll then do one there and there. We'll do one there and there. I might as well do it now as I'm going along because I'll only forget. And normally I don't remember until I come to do the lines. So that one there. Okay, that bit is now done. So this is my next issue, is when you look at it like this, it looks like it will run to Middlesbrough, then it will run down into Scarborough and down that way. But I need it to connect into Leeds to coming out just here. So as it turns there, we're going to have to make the whole thing turn with us to go down in this direction through this little valley. And then we've got to figure out where we want to run the train station here now. So if you run it through here, the line's too far down to do that turn. You might as well then figure out some way to connect to that, but I don't want it to connect to that. I want it to connect to the other one. So we kind of almost have to kind of clip Middlesbrough in a weird way. So maybe this gives us the opportunity to not have such a grid in Middlesbrough. And instead, and I know I've just took a big chunk out of it, but they will grow back. Instead, do something like that, which is going to completely throw the town and city off. So if I run all the roads as a grid first, if I predetermine how the road network and layout is going to work in this area, and then if I come off that as well and do that, I mean, it's not perfect, but what are they going to do? Do you want a train line, guys, or not? Oh, Sadiak, you damn fool. And then smooth it all off, because by smoothing it, it makes land more buildable and accessible. Alright, there we go. There we go. And then let's configure this train station. So track-wise, alright, get it just here. And then platforms. Very good, very good. Oh, do you know what I didn't do? Is the underpasses. I've just realised. I didn't do the underpasses on the stations. Oh no. Oh no, oh no, oh no. Right, you get them by default on the platform that you work with anyway, that you already implement in. You just don't get the underpass on these ones. Imagine that. They can't make it to the other side of the train tracks right now. That would be terrible. That would be terrible. So we're just going to run this now all in. So track-wise then, if I go from here. Now, well, does that... Could I potentially make this as a tunnel? Oh, I don't think I want to. I don't think I want to, if I'm completely honest with you. Oh, hang on. It's going to run down along here. Wait, it is tunneling. Where... See, it tunnels from there, and I don't know whether I agree with that. So I don't know whether to kind of sync that to at least there. I'm unsure on this one. Unless I make it... Let me go on this one here. We go to there, and then we run up this way, and then I need it to oh, I gotta bring this out as well, don't I? Alright, bring this out real quick. Are we... No, let me get out of pause. No, actually, no. Keep in pause for just a second. No, we don't need to be in pause no more, do we? No. Because in the meantime, it's also delivering the food to Birmingham. And we can see what other routes I need to kind of get set up. So that's going to be like that. Oh, it includes a bridge. Okay, that could have been a saving grace for us, but obviously we spaced it out. Oh, okay. I didn't realise there was such a dip in the middle. So why is this not working now? Why is there an issue with this going round? Bridge... Ah, I see what it is. It's because the bridge here... Oh, there we go. It's where the pillars kind of lay down on one another. See, now I can't get to that. There we go. And then run that all the way down. Run this all the way to there. Right, that was our saving grace there. The fact that it slightly dips down. Just gotta hope that all this now works out as well. Right, in like that. Crisscross you. Crisscross you. And that's done. So while we are here, let's quickly do the signals. So there's going to be one there, and obviously there's going to be one here. And then in the center, which I'll probably do on the bridge. Just there. So all I've got to do now then is bring this round and over to here. Now, what is the best method to do this is the real question. What is the best method? I think it's turning it as soon as possible and then following the landscape. So if I ran first just here to the side and got this to... Oh, I've got to delete that road. Got to delete that road. I mean, I could tear through this way. But that bend won't do us any harm. So run to there. And it's sometimes quite nice to see the little station runs connect to it on a bend. Like that. And then here. Ooh. So straight into a tunnel and then it pops out there. I mean, we don't see half of it, which is okay. All the way down into there. And it gives us just enough space to bring this in. So hopefully crisscross before the tunnel. So it kind of went a little bit skew-if once you got to this point. But it should still do us justice. It should still work. It shouldn't be too much of an issue. And then that would go just here. So we're now pretty much all done. Apart from the little bit of terraining I've got to do. I can run a train line now from Leeds all the way up to Edinburgh. Now, if I'm not mistaken, I do have a train that goes from Birmingham, Sheffield to Leeds. I don't know. I normally kind of try and keep it to a 4-city route. But I don't know whether to go straight from Birmingham all the way up to Edinburgh if I just add more trains to the line. So they're more frequent. I might do that instead. So this Birmingham to Leeds will manage the line. And it goes Birmingham, Sheffield, Leeds. And then rather going to then Sheffield again after Leeds, it then at a station we go to Middlesbrough. We then go to Newcastle. We then go to Edinburgh. And then we come back and go back to Newcastle, to Middlesbrough, to Leeds, to Sheffield, and then it goes back again. Now, what's the issue here with this? Now, something happened. Oh, the train. Yeah, the train's now a little bit skew-if, right? Where is this train? Have I messed that train up? I've turned it round because it's a little bit funky. But that will now go back out and do the route going back the opposite way. So that's sorted all that out. I'm just going to make sure that, and I don't know if how true it is, but I'm just going to make sure that we can run electric trains on that whole line. So this new line right now, it comes up to Middlesbrough, sorry. And I was making sure that we don't have to... Newcastle, where it's a bit funky. So coming back from Newcastle, number 1. There we go. And then it doesn't really matter in Edinburgh. Right, so let's first replace the trains. And I want electric. Now, I could go electric this style, which the biggest capacity would be... So that is 144... 198. See, that's pretty decent. Yeah, it's expensive. And yeah, it's expensive to run a year. But it has a 24 times loading speed. It does 124 miles an hour. Okay, it does 120. Okay, let's work this out. 6.8 million. Forget how much it cost, because all I'm really bothered about right now is how much it costs a year. Because the upfront costs mean nothing. If it's too expensive to run yearly, then I'm not about that life. But 6.8 million, 124, 198. So if I made my own, right, 124 is really only this one. So I can't really get, in terms of electric, a better train for the speed. If I had this one at 99, ooh, it might be a case that the multiple units is the way to go forward. Because the price, yeah, it's the price as well. If I just get more of these, it will work out in the long run. So if I replace them, I mean, what do they currently hold now? 130. So, okay, they're already going to be holding a lot more anyway. So replace these. So that's replacing them like for like. They have a lot more higher capacity. And they'll be a lot more speedier as well. But it's a case of I'm going to need more on the line than just what I've currently got. But at the same time, I need to make these train stations be more accessible for the town in question. So if I manage the vehicles, and if I select both of them, if I duplicate, so then I've got a total of 4 on the line. We'll see how we get on with that first. We'll see how we get on, and we'll kind of come back and play around it. Now, I don't know where these trains are coming from. I don't know what depot they pull themselves out of. Ah, here. Just here. But it's going to be quite interesting to see what it does differently, and if it's able to uphold the sheer amount of people. It should be, because they've got a lot more of a bigger capacity, but they've got to travel more of a longer distance. Right, there's already people in Newcastle right now, but Newcastle train station pretty much reaches the majority of the town anyway. The other ones at this moment in time do not. They do not. So let's see how far does this reach. Like, it only reaches there. So if I was to get a bus route quickly set up, so vehicles, buildings, bus and tram start. If I went there, then how to start there, then one there, then one here, and why not one there, even though it's pretty short anyway. Or I've got to rename this right now. This is now to, not to Birmingham, to Leeds. Edinburgh, as the Americans call it. Yeah, I'm watching you Americans, your pronunciations of British town names. Edinburgh. And I'm going to do a new line. And then we'll go from here, 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 here. So it's mainly just to kind of roughly go around the outskirts. It will kind of, as the town expands around it, the stations on the edge will still reach the expansions. So this is our Middlesbrough or Borough. How do Americans pronounce this? To me, it's Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough. Has this just become a roast Americans pronunciation, Seniac? What's going on right now? What's going on? Loop. The Middlesbrough Loop, baby. And then we get a road depot. I can see the comments right now. Seniac, as an American, I am offended. And let's just buy a couple of vehicles for this. So passenger-wise, now what's looking at decent capacity? This is 26. So we'll go for the 26 one. Buy 2 of them for it. Seems quite excessive, doesn't it? But you never know. We'll see how much this town does grow. We'll see how much the town grows. Now the train has already been to Edinburgh and is now on the way back. Nice. So we could do one there, but I'm going to leave it for just a mo. Leave it for just a mo, boys. And what about the Edinburgh one? It reaches the decent part of it, but again, same issues. But I wonder if I can extend Edinburgh slightly. If I had this be land, could we run directly up? Or at least to there? No. I'll probably tunnel this anyway. That bridge is up and over. That's hilarious. That's how tall that is. It bridges up and over. But I need that to complete a loop. Right, I can go to there. Which is fine. And I think I'm pushing it then at that point, aren't I? It's an awkward city to build around on this. It's very awkward. So we'll go here. We'll have a stop there. A stop there. Lead it up to a stop here. Stop there. And a stop there. That's actually quite a an efficient route in terms of city coverage. If that's how you want to look at it. It's quite an efficient route for city coverage. Yeah. So this is our Edinburgh. Edinburgh loop. Nice. And then do the same thing again for this one as well. We need the vehicle depot down, which I'll bring all the way over here out the way. And we'll buy the same 2 buses as well. So buy them 2, throw them on the Edinburgh loop, which is just there. And what's the issue? What has now happened? Oh, you absolute fool, Seniac. I put down truck stops instead of bus stops. Lucky for us, it's a simple replacement. There we go. Is it still complaining? Oh, I've missed one. There we go. Right. So I think at the moment Newcastle's fine. We can kind of slightly get away with that one. But the other ones have their little bus routes going around right now. Middlesbrough had quite a few people already waiting there right now, didn't it? So we'll see if we've got the right we'll see if we've got the right capacity for trains for the demand. We'll just see as time goes on. I have a feeling no. We're going to need more trains on this. But we'll give it some time anyway. We'll give it some time. Now, we should have had a decent amount of food being delivered at some point right now. Yes, we've had a nice little chunk of food being delivered. And we have to start thinking about ways in which we can kind of get the food delivered around. Because that's the spread, as you can see, to where the food can be delivered and who it supplies. But when we go to, say, building down a cargo station, you can see that where the radius for food currently is. So we might have to kind of build a little bit of a vehicle or truck station that I can utilize to drop off a nice chunk of the food to their various destinations. And if I make this super long, we'll do right and left. We're going to... Oh, no, not like that, sorry. 30 meters. And we go here. And then truck unload stop. We'll get one within the vicinity here. And I'll get one... Oh, we can actually go for like three or 4. Do you know what? Scrap the one I just put down. Forget that one. I'll go with one here. And then we'll go for one on the outskirts over here. So, scrap the one I just put down, which is just there. I'm only going to build 2. And then we get a new line set up. And I can utilize one line for both. So when it gets to Birmingham Central, it changes the sides it's on. So you can kind of work out which one it needs to be. So we're going to call it our Birmingham Food Loop, is what we'll call it. The Birmingham Food Loop. And we should have a truck station, a truck depot nearby, which is just here, road depot. So cargo, we'll go for the E. Do we go for the E truck? Let's go for the E one, and I'll buy 2. It's 20 cargo at a time, and with how long it takes cargo, the food to be delivered from Ireland, we won't need any more than that. I could probably just get away with the 1, but we'll go 2 anyway. We'll go 2 anyway, and it is our Birmingham Food Loop. There we go. There we go, boys. Absolutely beautiful. So I will do the same thing with the machines on the opposite side, but I'm going to see how this goes first and how much of a benefit it is going to eventually be for us. So do we have a train on the way yet? We have, is this the food train? Yeah, this is the food train, but there's nothing here right now because I'm waiting for the next ship to deliver, which is 195 currently on board right now. When it eventually comes back, there's 100 at the moment waiting. And there's a transport. The transport numbers have increased. So that will just keep producing more and more food as time goes on. I think we just now picked up a load of food, right? Yeah, another 63 on the way over as well. It's happening. It's definitely happening, but now I've got it more of a coverage. We'll see what truly happens at that point. It's all very exciting, isn't it? It is all very exciting. Right, do you reckon enough times now pass by for this route with the trains? It's just a case of seeing how busy the trains actually are. I think the most capacity is over in this area. How full are you? 198. Just gotta wait for a train to come back out. Is he going to leave? Off it goes. Off it goes, boys. And we'll watch this next train coming as well. We're going to start changing some of the other lines to electric trains as well. It makes a lot of sense. Look at the skyline in Birmingham right now. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy. 2.7 milli, baby. Still got a long way to go to make money. It's so expensive. I don't think we need to add any more trains to it. I know we got this huge overloading for Sheffield right now. But it depends on how far, when the next train comes down, how full it actually is. Because this has got 107 on board. It could be that I just need one more train to take the heat off on the overloaded areas. And how much are you going to pick up here? Ooh, this is going to be a full train. Yeah, I think we need one more just to take that balance away in our favour. So by the time that picks up then, it's going to be completely loaded, isn't it? Yeah. Right, okay. Let's just add one more train to it. And that should see us through on that line. It's a long line. The longer the line, the more trains you're going to need in general. Yeah. Right, okay. Now, I wonder how much train track we're going to need to upgrade. But let's go with the Birmingham to Brighton line first. Let me just pause. Now, these are 7 carriages. There's 4 of them, which hold 231. So we're going to be definitely downgrading with one of these. Oh, no electric path. So that's going to Brighton. So, Brighton. Oh, you can see straight away the issues. I wish you'd do the whole line rather than in sections. Make life a little bit easier for us. Right, this is where it might get a little bit complicated right now. Right, got all that. We'll just go to there for a minute. Come on, boys. So that's straight to... Oh, that's the Bournemouth, sorry. Hold on, where's Brighton? Oh, Brighton. Brighton's over here. Right, we'll start with the Bournemouth one first, then. We'll start with the Bournemouth one first. I went the wrong way. Right, manage vehicles. Replace these now with the electric trains. Bam. And we got an issue straight away? Cannot connect all to stations? Wait, what do you mean can't connect to all stations? Did I miss something? I'll just go over by one more. Cannot connect to all stations. Oh, wait. Wait, what? Is there something broke here? Hang on, I feel like we're missing something now. I see it. It's the thing above. It's not just upgrading to high speed. You got to do the... What they call it? They call it the electrification. It all depends on when I put down the original tracks is the issue. Right, that would have now solved it. So... I don't know how much demand we've got on these lines, whether it requires an additional train. But I don't think this line is that busy. If I'm completely honest with you. No. It's going to be the one that goes to Brighton's going to be super busy. But so will this southern line as well. So at least we've got 2 lines now upgraded to electric, right? That's big news. That's real big news. So, have we put a dent in these wanting to go down to Sheffield? Slightly. When's the next train? That next train's on the way. Got 100 on board. 50 odds to collect. So that will pick some up. But it's that extra train that we've got. Is going to make a world of difference. Right. There's food here on the platform. The train's on the way to pick it up. No food here at the moment. But has that numbers increased yet? We're going to wait for that next delivery to come in. What's the chart saying? The charts are saying that we're growing. The charts are definitely saying we're growing. We just got to give it more and more time. More and more time. That train's now coming back with 95 on board, which is pretty much all the food that was then available. And where's the cargo ship? On the way back. To pick up. Whoa, that's going to be full. It could be to the point where we need a second ship. Because we're producing that much. Exciting. Right. Let's breathe. And let's electrify more of the line. So, we'll focus on electrifying over high speed first. So that's all done to there. Bam, bam. Bam, bam. Well, bam, bam. And then all of this. So you see what I mean? Some of it's already done. It depends on when I built the line. Whether I had that ability unlocked at that point. Tearing through London right now. And tearing through buildings, apparently, at the same time. Right, and this will be the Birmingham to Brighton one. Now, it's not high speed. It probably won't all be high speed, but at least it will be electric. At least it will be electric. And that goes into here. Which we've got to do it all. We've got to do it all anyway. And that'll be the Birmingham to Brighton line. So manage vehicles. First, replace them with... Oh, I've duplicated them. I didn't mean to duplicate them. You absolute noob. Replace. There we go. Right, that's kind of messed up because I've not only duplicated them, but the ones that are currently on the line, I've now deleted them. I should have deleted the wrong ones. But that will work wonders for us right now. We're starting to slowly get the electric. We're spending hundreds of millions. I would dread to think, when we check it out at the end of the episode, my current incomes and expenditure, how much money I've now actually spent. I dread to think. I dread to think. Right, another train coming in right now. How empty is it? Okay, it's a little bit empty. So we'll pick up some passengers heading down, and hopefully that number will just keep decreasing as time goes on. That train coming in right now, it's about to leave on the way to Leeds. It's got a lot of people not on the train. So yeah, that big build-up in Leeds will slowly decrease. Right, very good, very good. So cargo ships left, completely full to the brim. And we got 100 on board. So a second ship could be something that we look towards doing. It definitely could be something that we look towards doing. Now, the reason we can't produce as much food is because we're not getting enough delivery of it coming in. It's hungry for food, boys. It's hungry for food right now. Alright, dropping it all off. And I take it it's just come from there. 157 now waiting. But there's still more food farms around anyway, if I need to bring more in. So we're all good. And those numbers should increase and it should get to the next level where more demand is then needed. See? It pays off, boys. It does pay off. It does pay off. And Birmingham is now, again, starting to grow. I mean, its target is 5,500. We did like 900 away from its target. Oh, that city is going to be way too big. It's going to be uncontrollably big. It's terrifying. Absolutely terrifying right now. So, how are these numbers looking? Because we have to do more expansion. Is this southern line is the big one next as well? The southern line, which goes from Canterbury all the way down to Plymouth. Now, I don't want to look at it, because I don't want to do it just yet, but I know that that is... Oh, hold on. The electric side of it, it's only here that needs electric. Right, that's actually pretty good news. Any down here? Okay, we might as well, while we're here, we might as well get that. Right, that's actually good news, because it means that I could now actually sort this out. So manage the vehicles, select the vehicles, replace the vehicles with this for 111 million. No electric path? Wait, was I missing one? It's got to be a station somewhere, right? It has to be a station somewhere. Ah, there we go. And what about down here? No, we should be good. Wrong one. Wrong line selected. So it's just this train here. It needs to be replaced with this. And we're back on it. So, if the capacities don't change for the trains, at least they will be slightly quicker. But they're only quick depending on the high speed. And we don't really have high speed set up. So they'll never reach their maximum. And it's quite a long process to go through and do high speed. I wish you could do both of these at the same time. I know you can if you rebuilt them, but like, you know, when it comes to upgrading them. wish you could do them in one upgrade. You probably can, and I just don't know. I bet someone's gonna leave a comment there. Hey, if you press this button, you can do it. Wait, do I have multiple Chrissy Crossies here? No. Right, I don't want to take this. I don't want to do all of this right now. It'll just take me forever. But this nice chunk I'm doing is going to play a vital role in the speed process of getting the trains from point A to point B. Okay, do you know what? I'm actually not that far off doing it all. There we go. Alright, let's get through this. Look at how close we are. And I can actually add the... No, I said I've already added the trains to it anyway. But the trains will be high speed. Which is important for those electric trains, because now I can utilize them for their full potential. I mean, you don't need to do high speed here because they're slowing down anyway. Right, am I almost done now, guys? Can I stop doing this? Yay. Yay. Now, I've got to do the whole high speed going through the London area, but at this moment, are they truly going to reach those speeds? Because they're having to keep stopping and start anyway. They might do, they might do. So that'll help us out in the long run. That's all I can say. It will help us out in the long run. There's a lot of food now waiting here. 252. Which is that the train? That's not the train. The train's here. Now going back down to grab it. To keep growing Birmingham. Now, that number's getting smaller. It was in the 400s. Now down to the low 300s. So this is working out very, very well. Very well, boys. The buses might need a little bit of an expansion. But this is all gone to plan. We've extended the passenger line all the way up to Edinburgh right now. We've upgraded some of our current routes to electric trains and even implemented a few bus loops on the cities in question. And all while in the background as well, our food industry that's producing food over in Ireland right now is slowly, it has upgraded by one, so it does produce a little bit more food. I just got to get more supply over here so it's producing more food more often, more regularly. So we might have to kind of either get a second train on the go or hook up the other farms on the line. It will play a vital role, a vital part in feeding Birmingham. Yay, I'm so biased against this. And also getting a second ship up and running as well, so we got more frequent deliveries. Oh my goodness me. But anyway, the money we just spent. I've just spent the most money in a single episode right now, and it equates to the value of 433 million. But, like I say, every episode, we've just had our best income year. So forget the expenses, because I am upgrading lots of trains. When it comes to income, nearly just 1 million shy of $250 million in income alone. Obviously, none of it is profit, because I've been spending so much cash in upgrading train tracks, and the big chunk of our money has gone in upgrading and replacing our current diesel trains with the electric trains. So that's always going to take a big hit for us. It's always going to take a big hit for us, but the income has risen. Nice. Nice. As you now witness the food train coming in, it should split between the two. There we go. Doesn't really put much over here, does it? Not really. But that's okay, because the food still goes to the same destination, and that destination right now is Birmingham. It still all goes to the same place. The charts are going through the roof. I mean, it only goes to 5,000. Does it go even higher after that? I have no idea. But until next time, guys, I will see you all soon. So, goodbye.